guys, my name's Adam if this is your first time here. Chances are it's not because this is another We Are Movie Club review, so you're probably part of We Are Movie Club. If you're not, I want to invite you to join us because, well, it just is what makes this club so much fun, is getting people to review a movie you enjoy and seeing what they think about it and their interpretation of something that you love, and seeing what other people, what their tastes are, and you know, giving your input on their favorite movies. So the more people we have, the more fun this becomes. With that said, this week is Liam's pick. Liam, you may know as Servatorix. His pick this week was The Losers. I watched this movie twice. Once, you know, on schedule with everybody else, with Tor when she did her review. I didn't get a chance to review it for a few reasons. So then I went back and watched it again with my brother this time. First time I watched it, I didn't really enjoy it that much. Sorry, it just wasn't my thing. Second time I watched it with my brother. He didn't enjoy it, but I got into it this time. I kind of got it the second time around. What I didn't like about it, I guess we might as well get that out of the way, is the first time around it felt very, it felt a little unrealistic that kind of every time the character was in any peril or jeopardy, any of the characters were in any peril or jeopardy, there just so happened to be a person that had a sniper rifle pointed at the perfect angle to take out to take out their opponent, or a rocket launcher pointed at the bad guy. Pretty much anytime. Anytime it was like, okay, now they're done. How are they going to get out of this? It was like, but there's a rocket launcher pointed at it, or a sniper rifle pointed right across this, pointed at them from right across the street. It just felt very much like the writer had written themselves into a corner, and then they pulled out that sort of that ace in their pocket, or the ace up their sleeve, whenever they needed it. Which, the second time around, I kind of got it that they had sort of planned for these little mess ups to take place. And it just sort of shows how strategic of a team these guys were. Now let's get on to some of the things I liked. I did enjoy this movie the second time around, so I don't want to just tear it to shreds. What I thought was cool was I thought there was a lot of references to other movies in this. Specifically, well, let's start with the beginning. The beginning, I thought, kind of reminded me, well, the whole movie really kind of reminded me of the A-Team. There was the idea that, you know, I grew up in the 80s, so I'm sort of vaguely familiar with the A-Team, but my understanding of it is that they're this elite team that worked with the government, and they had a mission that went wrong, so they were presumed dead, and now they still exist as a team of specialists, but they're kind of just sort of a rumored to exist. The other thing that I thought the beginning reminded me of was Rambo 2, where they're sent on this sort of suicide mission, and then the sort of helicopter comes to pick them up, and they actually manage to, you know, do the mission despite everything going against them, and they're supposed to die on it. And the helicopter leaves them behind, and they're sort of left behind to find their way back home. Kind of similar idea, although maybe I'm stretching things a bit there, because you know, instead of being left behind, they decided not to get onto the helicopter. The other one that I thought was a reference to another movie is my favorite scene in this movie, which is the office scene where the guy goes in to grab that, or to access the computer, and you know, he gets into the elevator. Firstly, the elevator, I think, kind of looked a little bit like the set of The Matrix. Maybe just a coincidence. Probably just a coincidence, really. And then he gets in the elevator. First time I saw this, I didn't think twice about it. He calls the guy Mr. Anderson, which is another reference to The Matrix, but first time I didn't catch up on it. But then, when shit goes down and he's scrambling through the cubicles, that reminded me very much of The Matrix, because it is a scene in The Matrix. But then he goes, I need an exit, or yeah, he says, I need an exit into his cell phone, which is clearly a Matrix reference. I don't think there's any debate about that. And then the final scene, or the final part of that scene, is him in that one office. It does look similar to the one in The Matrix, and there's that big glass window that's the size of the entire floor, and he's got the 3 agents or the 3 security guards in the room sort of holding him there, and he's stuck. And the only way that he gets out is somebody, in the Matrix it's a helicopter, but in this movie it's a sniper rifle, kind of shoots and takes out the other guys, and he's free to go. I thought it had to be a Matrix reference. All that stuff combined, got to be a Matrix reference, if you ask me. And it turns out, I looked into it a bit, this movie was produced by someone that produced The Matrix as well. So, I'm curious if it was the same set. I know that a lot of office buildings just happen to have that same marble sort of setting, so who knows, Probably not just a similar set, but maybe it's the same one, I don't know. Other things that I liked, I don't think people picked up on this. In the beginning of the movie, if you know much about magic, or, I don't know much about magic, but I know a little bit about it, and gambling and poker, there's something called a shiner. You can use a shiner to reflect a card. There's a story of a magician, or no, it was a poker player, where he goes, they're playing poker, and he threatens everybody, and he pulls out a big knife and he goes, anybody caught cheating, I'll cut their throats. And he puts it on the table. Throughout the rest of the game, he uses that knife to see everybody's cards and to cheat for the rest of the game. In this movie, it starts out with them playing blind man's bluff, and he goes, you're going to cheat, I don't want to play with you, you're going to cheat. He goes, how the fuck am I going to cheat in blind man's bluff? So they go to the next scene, and I'm pretty sure it's the same guy, I could be wrong, but the one guy's, they're playing blind man's bluff, so they've got their card here, and they start betting weapons, and the guy bets a knife and holds it right in front of his face. Most people probably didn't catch that, but I guarantee, I wonder if there's a deleted scene where they explain that, but to me, I'm pretty sure that was how he was cheating, is he was holding his knife up in front of his face. And they didn't really get the point across, but also they cut that scene short in there too, but I thought that was kind of cool. With that said, I thought this was basically, this movie is an action movie. If you're into action movies, you're going to enjoy it. There's lots of really cool special effects, really well thought out, intricate scenes. If you're expecting sort of, if you're turned off by over the top intricate scenes, you're not going to like it, because there's a lot of really over the top scenes. But that's pretty much all I have to say about this movie. Thanks for watching, and like I said, if you're not part of We Are Movie Club, join us, start doing a couple reviews, and eventually we'll, I'm sure you'll get tagged. But that's pretty much all I've got to say. Thanks, and have a good day.